Welcome to esports, or as the millennials call them, multiplayer games. Something that always seems to come up in online forums for the gamers are worries about playing multiplayer games and how to overcome those worries. Some subreddits have even banned the topic for being too common, but playing the games with other people is one of the greatest joys of gaming as a hobby. So here are my top 5 tips for helping you to get your head in the game. Being too awkward to play a multiplayer game that you want to play is a kind of social anxiety, a kind of performance anxiety. It is entirely normal to feel this way when entering a new workplace, new city, new neighborhood, or any new environment. And a game is 100% a new and challenging environment. You may only be struggling with social anxiety when you go to play a game, or you may experience it more generally. But recognizing the feeling for what it is and respecting that feeling as valid is an important first step. A lot of the reason anxiety crops up around games is the desire to make sure everyone else is having a good time and enjoying the game. When we look at it this way, these feelings come from a very kind place. However, many multiplayer games are lighthearted by design. Let the game facilitate the fun for everyone, including yourself. Realize that this is not your burden to protect everyone else's enjoyment at the expense of your own. No reasonable person expects any more than that from you. So long as you are having fun and not being mean-spirited, everyone else will have fun too. No one is good at a skill when they first start. Every Olympic athlete, gold record pop star, black belt, or person with a PhD had to start from zero knowledge and zero experience. Video games are no different. People may develop similar skills that help when playing multiple games in the same genre, but each and every new game requires a new skill. That means every person who is playing the game with you has been where you are now and has experienced what you are experiencing now. That means you all share something in common. Most people who play the game are probably excited to share their knowledge and experience with new players, to help you enjoy the game even faster. But what do you do if you just are not ready to engage with the game's community? That is also okay. Many multiplayer games, cooperative and competitive, come equipped with tier lists and rankings to help match you with players of similar skill and thus similar expectations, or other systems like practice modes, unranked matches, and silencing in-game chat, so that you can practice for the real games with no stakes. It can also be helpful to keep in mind the psychological phenomenon called the Hawthorne effect. Essentially, when we are still learning a skill, perceiving an audience causes us to perform worse. But when we are skilled at the skill, perceiving an audience can help us perform better. So while it may take more time at the start to learn, at some point, the game will click, and you will be able to show off your true skills. Games are the kind of thing you can only get good at by playing. So rather than focusing on the concern for whether you are good enough to play, focus on the fun you get from playing, and trust that your skills will improve because you are playing. You need not go out of your way to do any more than that. If the game you are looking to play is team-based or has one-on-one matchmaking, it can be helpful to get friends involved to fill out your matches. Even a terrible game can be fun when you have friends around to get as angry and frustrated at it as you are. This way, you can have a different, more comfortable and familiar kind of social engagement, while you are still learning how to navigate the new game. Even if your friend is not interested in playing themselves, it can still be helpful to ask them to sit on the couch with you or spectate your gameplay on a video call. And not just for the fun hangout session. Having a friend around can help you identify when other people in the games are being unnecessarily hostile or having ridiculous expectations. They can help you know when it is okay to dismiss the overreactions of unreasonable people online. which leads us to the last tip. We all have to admit that there are real and legitimate reasons to feel angry in today's society. In any social situation, misunderstandings are going to happen. That part is, unfortunately, unavoidable. But whereas some people get upset during multiplayer games for legitimate reasons, there are still many people that get too invested. People may overreact to setbacks or mistakes because they are addicted to the adrenaline that comes with feelings of rage. Some people use the anonymity of online spaces to express bigotry or violent urges that they do not know how to manage healthily. These kinds of people are very visible in online spaces, commanding more attention than the majority of reasonable and cooperative people. However, they are not the majority. So it is important to remember that fixing these people is not your burden nor responsibility. When people are overly aggressive or overly demanding, you are 100% within your rights to mute, block, and report players who make the experience hostile for others and for you. Your experience, your own judgment, is the only thing you need to validate your choice to separate from toxic behaviors online while still enjoying the game that you are playing. For as much as I discuss video games as an impactful medium of art, because they are more than just a game, at the end of the day, these are games. They are meant to be engaging and enjoyed in their own way. No piece of art, video game or otherwise, is going to matter more than treating people both kindly and ethically. And remember that you are a person too. You need to treat yourself both ethically and kindly. If getting into a multiplayer video game feels like spoiling the fun, feels like you are being too selfish, then trust me, it is okay to be just a little bit selfish. It is okay to play a game. Thank you for watching, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and consider buying my books. And as always, stay true.